Exception Blacklisted Podcast.
Welcome to the podcast. We are going to talk today about grid, a lot about grid, and then we're also going to answer a bunch of the questions we had on Instagram.
And maybe get sidetracked.
For
Probably.
sure, 100% going to get sidetracked.
Especially with
That's
that
the point.
intro.
Yeah,
We
the
have to-
pre-intro?
We
No.
have to make that the intro.
We'll make
Come
it a
on.
cut.
We have to.
What?
The whole thing we were recording.
Oh.
Yeah. So, yeah, we'll maybe make that a little quick, but whatever. So we're going to talk about grid, and then, honestly, Dan's going to be a lot more involved today and not asleep with his...
Playing Pokemon Go on
Yeah,
his phone.
playing Pokemon Go or whatever. Yeah, so...
It
but
was hentai.
I hate you. We're going to start out kind of explaining what
Tentacles.
grid is to a lot of people. If you've never looked it up, here's your answer. We'll give it to you, and then talk about what the season looks like, with what our grid team looks like. We are the
Yeah.
Atlanta Wild.
LeBron James.
Yeah, LeBron James. All right, so Dan, just explain what grid is in layman's terms, not Dan terms.
I'll do my best.
Okay.
And the unfortunate part is to get the majority of people to understand it, I have to describe it incorrectly. So a lot of people see grid as CrossFit, and you very well know it's not.
Still? People still see it?
Oh,
as
yeah.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So it's a team sport.
Which is, before that, I guess that's fair. The majority of grid athletes are CrossFit athletes.
Yeah.
Or previous. So that's probably why.
Yeah.
Okay.
The- So grid is a team-based sport, super high intensity, two teams head-to-head down an 80-foot floor. And basically, I like to picture it as like an obstacle course. Kind of, but in a relay format, kind of. So you have two teams, max roster of 20, 10 each gender, and you kind of play the game of cat and mouse, girl guy, down this whole grid floor, except for really one match, or one race, the triads, right?
I think one thing to point out is that there are 12 different races that you guys are performing in a match. Is that correct? Or
Yes.
How many? 12, right?
Yeah, well, essentially, there's the two ringer points.
There are
and
12
then-
races. Yes.
yeah. And
Dan's already about to go into his aneurysm mode.
12 races.
12 total races. So there's an opportunity for 12 times you can get points.
Yeah.
The best way to put it for him.
And each
Good enough.
each match consists of one race that you move down the grid floor. So there's a start mat, a finish mat, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you're doing there's how many quadrants, Dan?
4.
4 quadrants.
Yeah, 20
and
by 20.
You
20
do
feet by 20
something
feet.
different in each quadrant, right?
Sometimes. So,
Most of the time, yes,
Yeah.
but not always.
Okay.
yeah.
And then you're moving towards the finish line for each race, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you can send out, like, how many people are competing in each race?
Yeah, 5 starters and 7 active, or I guess inactive, but actives for substitutes.
Yeah.
And 1 wild card. And the
Yeah.
wild
8
card
potential
can be
people
anybody.
can be in a match.
And you can trade out whenever
Male
you
and
want,
female.
right?
Correct, but once the substitution occurs,
That person
that person can't go back
can't
in.
come back
Yeah,
in.
it's not like a
Okay.
libero in volleyball or
Yeah.
anything.
And
So,
so pretty much whenever the one team finishes the race, that ends the race?
no, they have a time cap.
Okay.
So every single race is a time cap. For example, like the partner forward, the very first race every time it's 4 elements. There's 2 in each. There's 2 in each quadrant for both genders.
So this is race 1 that we're
Correct.
talking about right now.
Yeah, partner
And
forward is race
Each
1.
race has a specific name to it?
Yes.
Okay. So
Partner forward.
Race 1 is partner forward.
Race 2 is mirror.
Hold on. Let's start with partner forward.
Okay.
So partner forward.
So partner forward is like a bob and weave, right? So for example, let's say the race is, we'll do the upcoming one. That our first match is July 6th. 4 thrusters, 4 heavy rope singles.
Mm-hmm.
That's in quadrant 1. Quadrant 2, same thing, but 6 reps.
Okay.
Quadrant 3, same thing, but 8 reps. Quadrant 4, same thing, but 10 reps.
Okay.
Now, this partner 4 is a little different than the others, but it's the easiest to explain probably in this sense. You start with the guy goes up to the bar first, and a lady is off to the side in a designated hash box area.
Think of
Okay.
them like hash marks on a football field
Yep.
on the sideline.
Yeah.
Yep,
Okay.
dead on. And there's going to be 4 hash boxes, if you will, because it goes guy weight, The guy does his weight. They switch out. The girl does the thrusters. They switch out. Dude hits the ropes. They switch out. Girl hits the ropes. Then they move on to the next quadrant where
So
the rep
it's-
scheme goes up.
So it's that one's similar to like a team CrossFit workout where you're like changing out per movement or something like that.
I
Right?
suppose so.
Yeah.
On,
Okay.
A much drastic version of switching in and out, but yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Very
okay.
quick, has to be coordinated,
Yeah.
and there are penalties assessed if, like, the guy cannot start the movement until the girl is in
the
that
box.
hash marks,
Yeah.
vice versa.
Yeah.
Now, the cool part with the partner forward is usually you have two people going quadrants 1 and 2, and then when the girl finishes their last set of thrusters, in this race specifically, both of them can haul ass coming back to the start line, and then 2 more people go out. Now, the reason that happens is other partner forward races is the weights start off heavier or lighter, and the rep scheme's higher.
Okay.
And then by quadrant 3 and 4, the rep scheme's lower and the weight's higher.
Okay.
So, like
So the strategy would be to send your faster athletes first who can move
Yeah.
lighter weight, and then your stronger athletes second who can move the heavier weight.
tiny people do the best in quadrants 1 and 2.
Yeah. Okay.
But usually not body weight specialists, tiny people.
Yeah.
And that's one thing to note specifically before moving forward is in grid you have 3 specialties:
Okay.
body weight, utility, and strength.
So those are the different types of athletes that you fill your team with, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Now it's kind of evolved to where there's like 5 specialties at this point. Like I view, you have your pure body weight utility, pure utility, if you will, which is like the slower CrossFit mover, strength utility, and then strength,
Okay.
pure strength.
Yeah.
That's how I kind of branch everything. And then
Yeah.
you also have individuals like Griffin who are all 5.
Yeah. He's the pinnacle of the pyramid.
Honestly, yeah. Like if there's
Saying I'm the Illuminati?
yeah
Okay, cool.
Hell yeah.
support.
Okay.
Probably went too far. Do that.
Okay. I think just to backtrack a little bit. Okay, so it's 12 races. We described the first race. And then when you finish a race, like let's say you finish first, you're awarded points.
2 points.
2 points.
Yep.
You finish second, you get
1.
1 point.
But if you don't finish within the time cap, you get none.
None. And then there's also a scoring mechanism where if you beat the team by over 20%,
That's only in ringer points.
ringer points. Okay.
Yeah. So
Can you talk about those really quick?
yes, but do you want to proceed down the organization of the races within the match format? Because the ringer point comes at very specific times.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So you have the mirror after partner forward. That's race 2. That one, in my opinion, is the most fun.
Yeah.
Next to the Jack and Jill stuff.
Speak for your
But-
fucking self.
Well, you have to do all of them all the time. You and Amanda.
Yeah,
So-
and do fucking quadrant 1 and 4 after sending it right before it, and it's always squatting, then more squatting, or it's pulling, and more fucking pulling.
yeah.
Bitches.
Builds character.
Is that what they call it?
That's what Saitama would say.
Who's that?
One Punch Man. So as we
Is that a
mirror,
cartoon?
It's hentai.
it's hentai.
So it's a cartoon.
Sure. Realistic cartoon. The mirror.
Wait, it's actually hentai?
No.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Dan's so lost now.
So the mirror, you have a barbell that they're perpendicular to the start line, and like this upcoming race, we have back squats at 10 reps at each quadrant, so
Okay.
40 reps total.
Yeah.
For both. The dude's weight's 315, girls is 210.
Something like
Yeah,
that.
210. And the barbell always starts on the floor, and once the barbell gets picked up off the floor, it cannot go back down to the floor until the last rep in the last quadrant.
Okay.
When both are done, and
There's 3 males and there's 3 females, each with their own bar.
I'm getting there.
I know, but you're like, people are like, I'm trying to
It's
imagine
like-
if I'm a
yeah,
person, and I'm like, what the
there's-
fuck is he talking about?
Too much detail.
Okay, fair enough.
Less details.
Here, I'll go. Let me summarize
ahead.
it and then let you go.
That's good.
3 males, 3 females. There are 2 barbells on the floor. Again, 4 quadrants. You have to do 10 back squats in each one. Again, the same person could do it the whole time, but there's a way to switch through it, right? You can't move on until both groups, male and female, have done both of their squats. You cannot cross that next quadrant.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, there's a penalty. So don't do it. Move on to the next one. Typically, you switch people, but you don't have to. Bar cannot touch the floor all the way through until 40 reps are complete on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't complete them both or someone's off or whatever, there's a penalty if you put that bar down, and you don't want to do that.
No.
All right? Cross finish line when both people are done or both groups are done.
And yep. And that piece at the very end goes for every single race, except for the sprint relay and ringer points.
Yeah.
So, and this honestly might be a better thing. Like we talk, like you summarize the races, and then any hyper fixated details I can provide. Is that easier for this conversation?
That's why I said Dan arises them, so that's why I said just layman's terms.
That's fair.
All right, so what's after the mirror then?
Ringer point 1.
That's ringer point 1, and that's
Yes.
just 1v1, right?
Correct. So,
Okay.
like last year, I'll just use Amanda's real quick because Amanda hauled ass all the way down to quadrant 4. So a 70-foot sprint, essentially, or 60-foot. And she had to do 5 clusters at 135. They had.
Something like that.
It was supposed to be 140, but changed last second or it was an error. That happens a lot, which is okay. If Amanda beat the opposition, which she did do, by more than 20%, like if she was 5 seconds and the dude was math seconds slower, that makes 20%. He would get 0 points, she would get 2.
Yeah.
That's pretty straightforward, honestly.
Yeah.
It's just get up and go.
Okay.
Griffin actually won his ringer point last year by 20%.
Dude, what's the statistics on ringer points? Do you guys keep those?
Yeah.
Who's like the best ringer point athlete?
You can only be used once in a season until the playoffs, too.
But I'll be nice. It depends on the category. So, example.
But that's not like a year-to-year stat that you would keep?
They keep the data, right? They keep the times and whatnot, and I analyze that.
Yeah.
So I know who's the best in each one.
That would be cool if they kept the year-to-year, like your ringer point win-loss ratio. That'd be pretty sick.
I can put that together.
Yeah, do it.
Honestly, I can do it right now. It'd take a little bit, but I'd do it.
Well, don't do it on the podcast. People are going to think you're playing Pokemon Go again.
Or looking at hentai. I'm glad that this has become my thing.
It's hidden behind a hat as well, so they'll never know.
Do you guys have playing cards?
Yes.
Not Pokemon playing cards, but like grid playing cards.
Oh, no.
Oh, so 2 years ago, we actually made cards.
I want mine holographic, please.
So we actually did Pokemon cards with us. I think RJ still has his.
Oh, yeah, but I don't want that. I want a fucking holographic card.
That'd be pretty
We
dope.
could probably get it made.
Yeah, that'd be pretty sick.
Ask somebody on Etsy to do it. I've gotten like holographic
No,
Rick and Morty cards.
Dude, I wanted me doing the flying sidekick across the finish line.
Hell yeah.
Where the fuck is that picture?
I don't know.
Dude, they have it. I know it. The camera guy has it. I want the video. I want it all. I almost killed one of our teammates.
I'll ask him either for it.
Yeah, dude, they need to 100% put a Dropbox of all of the videos that we can go and take.
We have to request them.
Consider it requested.
Request all of them.
Well, I believe the reason is we have to request it. There has to be traffic of that on.
All right, I want
Whatever.
at least all of it.
Okay. Done deal. I got you.
Otherwise, I would have posted stuff from Grid last year for that, but they didn't. I don't have anything.
Fair enough.
Ignorant.
You have stuff from camp.
Okay, but I'm not wearing.
That's not like out on the grid.
It's not
floor.
on the floor competing with the uniform on and like, dude, I should have that to post and put that out there, but they don't.
Okay,
do that.
hold on.
Yeah.
Ringer.
Yeah.
Then
ring
what?
it. Echo 1.
Then what?
Echo 2.
Then what?
Ladder.
Then what?
Ringer point.
Then what?
Jack and Jill.
Then what?
Female triad.
Then what?
Male triad.
Are we done?
No,
Sprint relays after that.
and then sprint relay.
Oh, I was off by 1. I guessed at how many we were at. So sprint relay finishes it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So,
Whoever has more points at the end wins.
yeah.
And then if you're tied, it's not a fun overtime thing, but there
It's
is
called
one.
Gridlock.
That's a pretty cool name.
Yep.
Who came up with that?
That's been a thing since I remember.
Since 2014?
Yeah.
Oh.
Saddam Hussein.
Allahu Akbar.
What?
Sorry.
Check his bag.
That was
Okay, so
I did leave it in the hallway. Shit! Oh my god! Oh my god!
well, so each race has a different theme. You
Yeah.
kind of do different things. Each match, which there's 4 of them this year.
There's 4 regular season, 2 postseason.
Okay. So each race has a different theme, 4 matches. The races change per match, but
Yep. The match format changes. The race structure is always the same.
yeah.
But the format, meaning the elements and the stimulus, kind of for some of them change.
Movements, reps are different.
Yeah.
All that.
Okay. Yep. So the format of the race stays.
Yep.
But then the actual race itself changes.
Yep. So, for example, our next match in August 17th, Tampa, Valor Fitness, that is going to be like partner forward will be, I believe it's 9-7-5-3 down the quadrant 1 to quadrant 4.
Mm-hmm.
Dumbbell pistol thrusters, overhead squats.
With the dumbbell or
Overhead squats with the barbell.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
So, like,
And so it differs greatly from CrossFit because essentially you know all your races to start.
oh,
the
yeah,
season.
you know
all the movements.
Well, asterisks.
Yeah,
This
for the
fucking first one.
for the most part, but you know all the movements. You know like what new movements they're incorporating. Like you know pretty much what you're getting into. Where like CrossFit is
yeah.
very much like maybe if you're lucky and people release workouts, you get them 3 weeks in advance.
Yeah. And the matches, some of the matches are the original format from 2014, 2015, 2016 in the MPGL days.
Yeah.
But the
R.I.P.
right?
Madison Square Garden was a great first venue.
I mean, it was, but, right? God damn.
Should have been like an opener for a game of a basketball game.
Yeah. I mean, I don't
Yeah,
know.
literally.
I don't know if I'm legally allowed to say anything like on the air with this shit because I was the coach.
Do it.
I'm not going to.
You should.
The possible repercussions coming back on me, I'm not going to.
Dan.
Okay. Someone gave you AIDS.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what it would
Why
be.
do you think my hair is missing? I didn't just see.
So they already gave it to you, then you're fine.
I didn't just see
They can't.
Sleepless
There's
in
what other
Philadelphia and got-
repercussions could there be now?
I mean, fair. I mean, I didn't see Sleepless in Philadelphia and got inspired. It's just like that's what happens.
I mean, they got Eazy-E with it, so you know that story? That's how they killed him. They literally injected his ass with AIDS.
Really?
Yes, dude.
That's awesome.
Wow, that's impressive.
But it's curable now, so that wouldn't work in today's day and age.
Not today, but that's how they got him. That's how they got him.
How'd they get that?
Someone's blood with AIDS,
Dude,
I guess.
you can
Oh,
get,
I guess
you-
that's fair enough.
Haven't you seen the movie Kids?
No.
Oh. Yeah. they pass AIDS around via sex, and then they spit in some kid's mouth at the end of the movie, and you just assume that he got AIDS.
That's how the movie ends.
I
That's how
didn't
the
think
movie
that it could
ends.
be passed through saliva. I thought it had to be.
I don't know.
Or maybe like spit into an open wound or something. I can't remember. There's something to do with like them basically giving a kid AIDS at the end of the movie.
Oh, that sounds.
And
very,
the movie was
very-
just called Kids.
Yeah.
That sounds very Epstein of them. Oh my! we thought
yeah.
Jans was unhinged. Holy fuck!
Grid to AIDS, baby. Grid to AIDS.
Grid to AIDS.
Grid is the future of team sports. Men
Okay.
and women compete side by side with
What do you-
various specialties and body type working together in the ultimate race-based game or teamwork and strategy. Of teamwork and strategy.
You were
Cool.
reading.
I was.
Okay.
Okay, I was like, fuck,
So-
these guys still going.
How much
So there's-
detail do we need to go into when it
I
comes
think,
to like?
I think we're good. I think
that gives people enough of a
Yeah.
idea. I mean,
If you need-
outside of that, you're looking again. You have specialties, so you have crazy ass gymnastics.
Yeah.
If you've never
Yeah.
watched a video, you've got
big-ish
heavy
list.
weights,
I mean, I honestly
need
got
to go
air
heavier.
quotes.
Look, I honestly, I think we need to talk about the specialty thing, like the three of us, because like Kyle, you have an understanding of grid, obviously. Griffin knows shit, and myself, like it's frustrating to me that I've been a part of the sport since it was a pro in 2016, and people still. I get like the misunderstanding of viewing it as CrossFit because I still see the kipping, the butterfly, the CrossFit like elements,
Yeah.
or movements, excuse me. But like things in grid, you can if you think you're good at CrossFit, but you're actually bad and you have issues with accepting that, you're probably going to be a pretty good grid athlete. I mean, you're
Yeah.
not going to always be an outlier like Griffin and Amanda, right? And maybe a couple others, but
I was gonna say this. There are people on a grid team who would go to a CrossFit competition and compete in like a scaled or intermediate division.
Oh, 100%. One example, well, shit, I was going to say like Carrie and Tyler, but that's like, as I just said, something asshole-ish about people thinking they're good at CrossFit, but they are a perfect example.
Okay, that's all perspective. If you believe you're a games athlete, you probably aren't
Yeah.
in grid. And you can go and do CrossFit and be fine, but you're being at the games level and being at the local competition, or even I don't know, one of the ones that's like beach brawl. Like, yeah, you do have some games athletes show up because they're just playing around,
Right.
but just because you won beach brawl does not mean you are a games athlete.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Yeah.
that's like, so like your perspective, it's fine, Dan. Like that doesn't. It just means like you got to understand you're not a professional CrossFit athlete,
Yeah. I mean, to
and that's okay.
I'll paint a picture in a sense. So like back during the MPGL, the MVPs a lot of times, or the best players, none of them were games level.
Right, which would make sense.
crazy.
Correct. Right.
In
like
fact, the games athletes actually had
They were bad.
terrible well, they weren't good at grid, and then they had terrible seasons
Yeah.
afterwards.
Right. In my opinion, the only like high level games athlete that was good at grid was Nick Urankar.
I was just about to say
Yeah.
that too.
He's, I mean, and then obviously you have like Marco. Marco was a phenomenal fucking grid athlete, still would be, but things transitioned to where like he's very games focused. And I mean, you also have Roderick.
Yeah.
Like Roderick is an incredible grid athlete.
Yeah.
And I would classify him as a high level games athlete, right? For
He's
a team,
a high
right?
level. Yeah, he was a high level CrossFitter. Like he
Yeah.
qualified for, like, especially back in the day, like he qualified for regionals a couple of times. Competed. I think they finished 8th place in 2017 at the games. So like,
That's right. Yeah.
So,
I remember
like,
watching that.
yeah. So he's a pretty high level CrossFitter.
Like there were a few outliers, right? So
Yeah.
I think,
But he's also like, if you look at his athlete profile, one, he came into the sport at the right time because
Mm-hmm.
he could get away with just being like strong and having skills, which is exactly what he is.
like Camille.
Yeah. And so like, but now CrossFit, like everybody has the skills, so you have to actually have the capacity with
Yep.
the movements. So like, he kind of came into the sport at the right time. Not that he's a bad CrossFitter now; he's still really good. I mean, they went and competed at semifinals still. But you can have kind of like those specialties in the sport in regards to like your CrossFit-esque nature, if that makes sense.
I love Roderick. I would have his babies.
He's a great guy.
He's so wonderful.
yeah.
Kill yourself.
Too late.
Is this like the movie Lost?
No, it's
Or the
more.
show.
It's more like Sixth Sense.
I was about to say, are you gonna say Sixth Sense? My God.
I've never seen that movie.
I believe you. I can't tell if you're fucking with me, but I also
I
believe
actually
you
don't
if
think
you
I've ever watched the full movie, to be honest.
It's like one of the very.
But once you see
few-
the ending, it's just like, all right, I know the movie.
over.
True, but it's still like there's still I don't know. Haley Joel Osment is a great actor in my opinion as a youngling.
Is that Bruce
A
Willis?
young
No.
boy.
Oh,
Is that Bruce
That's the little
Willis?
kid.
is that the character that Bruce Willis plays?
No, the little kid. The actor's name is Haley Joel Osment. Little
But Bruce Willis is in the movie.
yeah,
What does he do?
Dude, where is that,
he's a
man?
psychiatrist. He's a ghost.
Oh,
So,
spoiler alert.
Ah, nice.
I mean, at this point, if you've not seen it, then
It's like Game of Thrones.
some people still haven't watched
Well,
that.
Cersei does.
Don't tell me anything past season 5. I'm waiting for the books to come out.
You are Abed, dude. Oh my God.
How have you made it without not knowing shit?
Don't tell me anything.
Well, I know. I'm not going to. I'm just
That's
surprised.
fair.
Like out of what everyone said through all of the shit, I'm shocked you haven't heard anything.
Don't tell me anything.
How?
Well, I'm glad. Don't listen to this podcast then, because I just spoiled a big thing in whisper form. Just when we get to this point, fast forward through
How
it.
did you avoid any social media about it?
Well, I don't scroll on social media
Fair.
anymore.
Well, he's also on.
But like, dude, at the time, it's like fucking everything was out.
True.
When did it end? I don't think I was scrolling. I don't watch stories and I don't scroll. on social-
2020, 2019.
Yeah, so I wasn't doing any of that social media shit.
Fair enough.
I'm
Nice.
I'm pretty uninformed when it comes to things.
If you want to stay
That I believe.
shocked at things on TV, then don't have social media.
That's true.
Yeah.
No. Diddy.
Also, literally hate everything on television. that helps as well.
Fair.
Well, then don't watch TV. Just stream hentai. What?
Could you imagine if that was what somebody did? Where they just got home at night and they're like, time to throw it on.
There are people that do that.
100%.
Stanley from The Office. So back to Grid. The specialties. So Tyler and Carrie Billington, they are good CrossFit athletes.
Yes.
And they routinely go to Wadapalooza.
Carrie crushed it at Fitness of the Coast this year.
They are also two of the far better bodyweight specialists in the sport.
Yeah.
And Tyler's way up there bodyweight specialist wise. Carrie is like, she's more like bodyweight utility.
I wish they were carnies.
That'd be dope. He's okay. So he told me, this is fucking crazy. I had a call with him about the L-sit to handstands. And I was like, hey, man, how do you feel about these? He goes, dude, they don't even fatigue me. It was a party trick when I was younger.
Yeah, he just
I do
did
them all the
9
time.
unbroken or whatever. Like he was playing
Motherfucker can
around.
do like 20 unbroken.
Yeah,
It's ridiculous.
It's not even hard for him.
Is that a competitive advantage for you guys?
I
I think there's other teams that can do it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
Eric
know.
Cardona.
Speaking of which, there's 8 teams in Grid.
Yeah.
You coach and own. the
I don't
Atlanta-
own. I just coach now.
You coach.
Mia owns.
I thought we
Mia
were
owns.
part owners.
No, she's full on owner.
Mia, fire this man right now.
She's attempted.
She's a,
She can't do that till she fills the position.
okay, so you own Atlanta Wild.
I'm the head coach of the Atlanta Wild.
Okay, so
I was the owner and head coach last year when we were Gainesville Wild. Because this is the first year it's a national sport again. It used to just be segregated to
Wait,
Florida.
sorry, it's national because they're going out to Las Vegas.
No. They rebranded to United
Oh,
Grid League.
okay.
and the fact that we have a team outside of
Yeah.
Florida.
Oh, who's that?
Us.
Oh,
Fucking dunce.
Damn, I thought he was playing like the perfect,
No,
like the
that
perfect
was-
Jamie. Like who's that? Like
that was really dumb.
damn.
You went full there first.
It's our podcast, Dan. You can say it.
I'm not
Dan
gonna.
wanted to say full retard just for anyone
went-
that if you've never seen Tropic
I
Thunder,
went full Simple Jack.
damn.
Nice.
If you've never seen Tropic Thunder and you're watching this podcast and you think we're actually funny or like what we talk about, my God, go watch that movie.
You'd fit in just fine.
Please.
Yep.
I've never seen the whole thing.
I believe you.
I hate you.
Yeah, never seen the whole thing.
I used to watch that movie every day in high school because I had that and fuck. I had one other
Pineapple
movie.
Express.
No.
Never seen that one.
I had that and like one other movie on DVD. And then we watched football highlights.
Super bad.
No.
One of the best documentaries created.
It was like a Barry Sanders fucking documentary, and then fucking Tropic Thunder. I went back and forth every day. We had no cable. We just had a DVD player. My brother and I would go home after practice, whatever, and we're like, "Well, Tropic Thunder." I knew
Tropic Thunder.
every fucking.
I mean, that definitely-
Finally, I'm not gonna lie. At one point, we got the set where they like gave us like 5 Adam Sandler movies, and you had like The Water Boy, Big Daddy,
Billy Madison.
yeah, Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, and then we would rotate through those two. So it wasn't
all of his
that-
classics.
Yeah, but yeah, Tropic
Good
Thunder,
ones.
man.
I think Little Nicky was in that too.
I didn't have that one. I mean, I've seen
Maybe
it.
not. Yeah, maybe it was.
I saw that at like a fucking 4th grade birthday party. It changed my life.
Oh no, I bet it was probably.
My brother was in 1st grade or something.
I bet it's probably The Wedding Singer.
My mom was pissed.
Maybe not.
That's
The
what happens
Wedding
at boys' sleepovers. You watch movies you're not supposed to.
Yeah, 100%.
Singer. It was probably The Wedding Singer. In that, I think that fifth.
Probably not.
Probably
You
not.
think so?
No.
No.
Well, which ones were the Happy Madison creations? Happy Gilmore, Billy
Anger
Madison.
Management might have been in there.
Nah, that was well after
that movie.
though.
I don't know, but it might have been in there.
So what's it like being the owner of the Wild?
Mia does a good job. She's phenomenal. I don't want to speak for her, but her ownership of the Wild is beyond impressive.
That's
I
good.
can't wait to hear what she has to say about your bullshit right now.
She knows it's not bullshit.
I mean, I know, but she's gonna be like, "Damn, shut the fuck up."
Probably not.
Well, 100%.
Well,
I already expect.
No,
if
she doesn't-
this was live, she would have texted you right now.
Yeah, for sure.
my phone's on do not disturb. So,
It still would go to
and
your
it's
phone.
in incognito mode for some reason.
It doesn't block it. It still goes to your phone.
So you guys are the only team outside of Florida for the
Yep,
most part. It
first
seems.
one will always be the first one, and will only be the first one outside of Florida.
Wait, so they're not trying to expand?
So we
out?
broke-
No, they are. There
We
are.
broke the virgin seal.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. Like
Dope.
we took their hymen.
Dope. Read an anatomy book to
Yep.
figure that one out.
But like, it's pretty cool. I mean, it took. Oh my God, Florida Grid League started in 2017. I'm pretty sure, or like the very end of the 2016 season.
And it was like the semi-pro Florida Grid.
It wasn't
or
even
like
semi-pro. It was just straight up like Festivus games type
Oh,
level.
okay, yeah.
It was super low level. Like,
Then it became the semi-pro Grid League, right?
and technically, it's only ever been labeled as amateur, not semi-pro.
Amateur. Oh, maybe
Yeah.
maybe it was amateur.
Yeah. So like, it's only driven by sponsorships.
Yeah. Okay.
But like the first year, there was a massive loan that had to be taken out to be able to fund like the building
An
blocks.
$8 million venue.
Close. I believe it was approximately a hundredth of that.
Oh,
But
okay.
close.
Okay.
But like, thankfully, like Ruby and Mather Mather Wiswell's the commissioner.
Yeah.
Honestly, great dude. He was my.
He's grown it.
Ye-
He's grown it. Like,
yeah, he really has.
It didn't die in 3 years.
No, it did not. In my opinion, like, they did everything right. Unlike
Yeah.
the former CEO of Grid, they built it from the pyramid up. Now,
Mm-hmm.
there are some things that obviously could be improved upon, which I personally believe, knowing Mather very personally, he is working on fixing it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say anything.
Everything's a
of that.
process, right?
Yeah. It's inappropriate for me to label like any type of opinions because I'm doing my best to maintain an objective mindset with a lot of it from like the admin side because all coaches and owners are technically like,
You're not an owner.
no, but Mia is, so I'm including them. Hers,
Oh, okay.
Because like in our Slack
Are you
channel,
sure you can do that because she's not here?
she's
isn't
here.
Isn't that kind of like talking behind her back?
No, she's always listening.
Oh, okay.
She's kind of like the government.
Yeah, true. Speaking of the government and what you look like, has nothing to do with the government. I can't stop looking at Dan and what he looks like.
Zach
Has anybody
Galifianakis?
seen? No.
Oh, thank God.
Has anybody seen? Oh man, which it's just with one of the old like claymation Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Oh shit,
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
You're
You
gonna
know
say
who he looks like?
Yukon Cornelius.
Yukon fucking
Is that the
Cornelius, dude.
snowman? Oh,
Dude, that is you right now.
My
get a beanie.
We need to get you a little pickaxe and you can lick it mining for gold everywhere. Silver and gold, silver and gold.
I do have a lot of experience licking.
I-
The it's funny because that's actually like my nickname on the pool deck at swim meets. Like coaches,
Yukon?
Coaches come up to me and
That's actually a dope ass name, just calling you Yukon.
Yeah.
it's not
I like
not
that.
bad.
There's different ways. You're a big ass car.
Yeah, right.
You're one of the best basketball
That's fair.
colleges.
Yeah, what? Yukon, really?
What?
I don't know. I don't follow basketball.
Bro.
I'm from Indiana. I
yes.
don't follow basketball.
Dude, Yukon at one point, how many championships did they win in a row?
Oh, Connecticut. Sorry, I was thinking like
They're trying for the head coach of UConn turned down a head coaching position for the Lakers to try and go win a third straight NCAA title.
respect.
Yeah, big respect. Also, fuck taking the Lakers over.
I don't
bad
sure.
time.
That's a 2-year job tops before LeBron fires you.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
I'll take your word on it because I follow real sports like swimming, CrossFit, and grid.
Chess.
No, I'm actually more of an equestrian
Oh, okay. Yeah.
in that light. I think it's funny is like I say that I also follow track. I say that as like kind of a joke, but also serious, and then like everyone laughs, "Ha, you fucking idiot!" Until like in Olympic year, the three most watched sports. Where are they?
Gymnastics.
Gymnastics, swimming,
Gymnastics.
Olympic weightlifting. Right,
Oh,
very good, Kyle.
Yeah.
Olympic weightlifting is
It's one of the
No, that's never on TV.
that
Yeah, it
can't,
is.
It's
that's not
tracks on TV.
it can't that
No,
can't
Olympic
be
weightlifting
true
is.
because there's a football game on every weekend.
so.
So I actually can't imagine that being true because there are more football games between.
You're talking about soccer, right?
No, of course not.
The football season doesn't
Of course
run.
not. We stole that name.
Does football
It is
season
what it
run
is.
during the Olympics? Genuine question. I don't know.
I guess what is that? Minicamp? Minicamp does, I guess.
Because aren't the Summer Olympics in late July?
Yeah, but when do the Olympics end?
Hey Siri,
So no, but no,
when do the
no,
Olympics end?
no.
No, it doesn't.
It
I
does
don't
not.
think it does. I don't think they're playing games. Siri, shut the fuck up.
There you go.
No, so they have like preseason and shit. Nobody actually cares.
That was rude. Say sorry.
Fuck Siri.
Gross. So specialties in grid.
Okay.
Well, are we going back here?
Well,
we were on the teams before we got to 15
yeah,
minutes
but there's
side
one
here.
thing I wanted to say about
Oh,
it.
okay.
It's like grid it gives people an opportunity. Like even if you're coming to the end of your CrossFit career,
Yeah.
if you want to keep doing shit, like but you're tired of doing the shit that like hurts all the goddamn time.
Yeah.
you can do what's fun.
Yeah.
That's
or what
it.
your body was
I'll add
meant to do.
additionally to that. It doesn't have to be the end of your career. You can literally just do it for fun in your off season and
Yeah.
have something to do. You get more media, you get more
Yep.
content. It's an enjoyable time.
You get robbed
And you
MVP
literally do
status.
the stuff that you probably don't do in training, which is what you're really good at.
Yep.
Yeah.
So then you're like, go out there and just ball out and be like, I'm good at this. And
Yep.
you can feel good, right? Like,
Yeah.
you don't change much
Yeah.
if you're an elite athlete at what you're signed
It's
up
very
for.
true. I mean, how much has your training and how much has Amanda's training deviated this year?
0
Yeah.
days, except for our camp. But it didn't
Yeah.
matter. I needed to lift weights anyway, so
Yeah.
cool.
7
Yeah.
ladders in a row.
Cash.
That's the main thing I wanted to
Yeah.
hit on is like grid.
It just provides another avenue for people to compete.
If you think you're good, you can
And
actually
like
can be good.
And like, if you're kind of maybe like a bubble semi, or you've been trying for semis for a while, or bubble games, you've been trying for games
Yeah.
for a while, and you want to just change things up, like it's a perfect avenue for you to just kind of come out and do something new.
Here's a good example for people that are true CrossFitters. They tell you to regularly learn and play new sports, and fucking athletes don't do anything outside of CrossFit anymore.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do something else.
Yeah.
Dude, I swear to God, if I could go, I'm not 35, so I can't go play, but there's a men's lacrosse league around here. There's a reason they don't want anybody younger than 35 playing, because I would murder all of them. But if there was a league I could go play with right now, I'd be playing lacrosse. I can't go play football. I would have to just go try out for the Falcons if they let me, which I feel like I could go play right now.
Damn, probably.
But yeah, I mean, I would play other sports. So here's an opportunity: go play another fucking sport.
Yeah.
Go do something different outside of what you do all the time.
Yep.
People keep burning out of CrossFit and mental health and all that shit. Go do something else.
Yeah, change up the stimulus.
Which
man.
people are starting to do. Like you
Yeah.
see Mal O'Brien doing high rocks. Like
Yeah.
I don't want. I mean,
Although I don't think she's ever coming back to CrossFit, but
yeah, probably
she
not.
might.
But she could. She might.
but-
She might in a couple years. I mean,
Yeah.
she's really young.
I mean, Haley Adams went and did other shit and came back, and now she's good,
Yeah.
or
Just
still good.
go do other shit, come back,
Yeah.
whatever, or just do shit in the off season. So I play in most athletes, the best athletes in the world are multi-sport athletes.
Yeah.
You do not play only one. I don't know why everyone got this into the CrossFit space and that's what it is
Right,
now.
right.
But
Well,
when you were younger, you played other sports.
Yeah.
Michael
especially-
Phelps was a phenomenal basketball player.
Right. Like
He was really fucking good.
Yeah.
Deion Sanders went and played a fucking MLB game.
Yeah.
There's other guys that did that, right? Like
Yeah.
I mean, you hear so much about how like guys are switch over to the sport that they're playing professionally, like at the end of high school, like
Yeah.
starting college. Now.
Yeah.
Like, granted, there are some that like kind of come up through the ranks, like playing predominantly one sport, but they've been multiple sport athletes for
Right.
the most part. And like, I always reference back to this study that Sweden did in regards to junior tennis players. The ones that started specializing in tennis before the age of 15 peaked at the age of 18. The ones who started specializing after 15 went on to have like prolific careers. And it's like you need to be able to become a well-rounded athlete at all times, and like
The Roger Federer.
yeah, and just like delay your specialization for as
Yep.
long as possible. And even like as an adult, like you need to be going and doing different things.
Read or listen to the book Range.
Yeah.
That'll hit on. I mean, if you want to be lazy, don't read or listen to it, and just take Kyle's word for it. But if you want to hear more information on that, like that's probably one of my top 3 favorite books.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah. It's
Have you read
good.
it? Strong. It's the same guy who wrote the Sports Gene. I don't remember the author's name at the moment,
I can't. I don't remember either.
but
I
it's
can't-
super good. It's
I don't
about being a generalist in life, essentially.
Yeah.
And the data therein is super cool.
Yeah.
well, I don't prefer to be a generalist.
I mean, that's fair.
I like being a specialist.
Well, but
But-
you are,
and-
but you
and-
are a generalist. You are a specialized generalist, and you're an above average specialized generalist.
Yeah. Well, CrossFit really it makes you try to be.
I don't just mean
The-
CrossFit.
No, I know, but that's what CrossFit is.
You built your whole house.
I didn't build my whole house.
That's not what you told me.
I built a lot of it.
He built the whole house.
I didn't build the whole fucking house.
He went up to Amish
I'm not
country.
going to pour the fucking concrete. Yeah, I did not go to Amish country. I have been. It's crazy. You got people just riding bikes in full suits. It's insane.
Tell me about it.
Did you build this?
No, Amish, there's a.
They built the bike?
So funny. Where I'm from, Bloomington, Indiana,
Multi-sports.
not too far away. You have Lagodi, Washington, a couple other places in that area, like south, between Evansville and Bloomington. There's like this little
Stroke?
area of like just straight up Amish people. It seems very Amish. Huh? Get it? Joke. A lot of them would come up to Bloomington and build a bicycle because they had a thing called the Bike Project in Bloomington, Indiana, where the little 500 is. Breaking away. Go watch the movie.
Would they take a horse and buggy
Yes.
up there?
Yes.
And then ride their bike
Yes.
back?
No, they would put one would ride the bike back, the other one would, yes, they would ride a horse and buggy too. But no shit.
That's so wild.
I got stuck behind those fuckers so many times driving to Evansville before I-69 Giggity was built. Super annoying. And those guys,
bet.
they were dicks too.
Yeah, they're Amish.
Yeah, they're very Amish. I did it twice. So the teams in grid, there's 8 teams, and there are at least 2 that are coming
We were
back.
talking back about specialists and trying something new.
Yep. The teams in grid, there's 8. And then there's 2 new cities that'll be joining next year at least.
Which cities are those?
I don't know.
Vegas?
I think there's one in
That would be
Texas.
smart, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure there's one in Texas, but I could be wrong. And I believe that
The Vegas strippers?
Nah. I hate
Body weight
Vegas.
specialists?
Yeah, dude. What do you mean? Dude, oh my God.
They'd be great
All
at
you do
chest
is
to
just get
bars.
strippers for the gymnastics and
Dude,
shit?
chest to bars? Hell yeah. I mean, that'd be easy.
Oh, they're probably going to do all the shit. You telling me there's not strippers out in Vegas that aren't doing aerials left and right?
I don't know.
I guarantee
Oh, yeah,
it.
for sure.
But
For
I-
sure. 100%.
Mather, this is a genius plan. Start recruiting the strippers because guess what? People are going to start showing up.
And you have shows between matches already planned out.
True.
They could also give you a show or a lap dance in between the races. Dude, you could have stripper poles outside the fucking grid.
That is not a bad idea.
It's extra money as well. Income.
They're literally
Income.
there just for tips.
That means 2 things.
I think I just gave the best idea ever.
To income? No, that was him.
No, to the sport of grid and growing. The Vegas team sounds lit.
It'd be like
vote for a
what's
Vegas
that?
team.
What's that Powder Puff League? That's in Vegas, right?
I don't know.
Like, there's a Powder Puff League, and it's all lingerie. They're all in
Oh, the
lingerie.
lingerie
Oh, yeah.
football league?
Yeah.
Didn't that used to be like MTV or something like
Yeah,
that?
and then you see the coaches
Spike
absolutely
TV.
destroy one of them because they don't know how to play cover 2 or some shit.
So some of those girls are impressively aggressive.
Yeah, and some of them
Yeah,
have no
for
idea
sure.
what they're doing.
Yeah.
There's some legit like there are ladies who are like, I am here to murder somebody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fully. I mean, they probably take all their aggressions of like dudes being like, "Let me smell that," and then like, "No,
Jesus.
get off of me."
Anyway, let's answer some questions.
Oh, are we done with the grid shit?
I mean, it's 45
Entirely?
minutes in.
Oh,
That's a while. All right.
you were definitely right. We deviated quite a fucking bit.
I think we covered.
We'll include the web page in the
Yeah.
description. Super simple to do.
and
that.
just go YouTube a match. You'll figure it out really
Yeah.
quickly. It's not a complicated sport to understand.
It's not.
It's not.
I mean, for people who are smart,
For people that are just
not
of
a
moderate intelligence.
Yeah, it's not a complicated sport
You would think
to,
that.
to understand.
No, moderate.
you're
So that-
around.
no.
Oh.
Moderate intelligence. That means you are assuming they have moderate intelligence and they can't understand it. They probably do not have moderate intelligence.
Fair enough. Now, before we go into the questions, I feel it's appropriate to list off the blacklisted athletes who are on this team.
Ready, go.
No, that's your job, owner.
Ready, go.
Fuck. Griff, Amanda, Pat, Lexi, Yana, Tristan. Who else? Casey. She's with you now.
Yeah, technically, yes. Yeah.
Vilma.
And Vilma.
Vilma. Fuck. My mind's going blank. Who else we got here?
I mean, technically, John is a part of the team.
Yeah, John's the assistant coach this year. Super fucking stoked for that, by the way. So, like,
There's some others that are like wishy-washy and slowly turning their way over to us.
That's right. I get Carrie and Tyler were following the method for a while.
Yeah.
Would you still classify them as blacklisted athletes? I think so. I think we
could.
should. 'Cause-
Yeah.
So the majority, over half
Trying to
of the,
steal Sydney.
Does RJ?
No,
No, he did though for a little while.
I don't know.
I know RJ followed the method for a
He
little
hopped
while.
on
Right?
for like a month or something like that.
Okay. Now that being said,
We
there are other
networked with a lot of your other people on your
yes.
roster.
Well, that and
then
also
yeah.
there's a lot of other grid athletes on other teams that are a part of blacklisted following it, and it seems as though there's
Wait,
good
did you
shit
say
happening.
Matt Cable? Matt?
Is he?
Matt Cable did.
Did he sign up? Okay,
recently.
awesome. Matt
Recently, I
Cable,
think
hell yeah.
4 weeks ago or so.
Yeah.
something like
Fuck
that.
yeah, that's awesome. That's so. And then is Roderick and Sammy following or no?
Roderick is still on. Yep. Sammy is not currently.
Okay.
But she did throughout her CrossFit season. So.
Then Sam Tovar Martin from the Sharks as well. Like,
Yep.
it's my boy. Mwah. Love that man.
He's
But,
pretty dope.
You know, you did ask me a question about ringer points.
Yeah.
And like the data they're in.
Yeah.
I will provide that.
Cool.
Question time.
Yeah.
I recognize that huff.